Hey there, all you high-performing chiropractors out there. Good morning to you. Welcome to Coffee with Dr. Scott. Here live inside the High Performance Chiro group. As I told you we would be. Still working on that morning routine series. Excuse me. One thing you've probably noticed by that cough is things a little bit more casual around here. All right, I feel like you're already in the group, so since I'm not out on the regular Facebook, I can be a little bit more casual. I like that, but I do want to know. I want more engagement from you. I would like for you to talk to me, not make me so lonely. Again, usually we're out in front of a lot more people since we're in a small group here. So let me know how things are going. Let me know how you're. Have you given up on your New Year's resolutions yet? I certainly hope not. I hope your morning routine is starting to build. Mine has been perfect for the 3 days of the New Year's. I'm usually 90% good anyway, but shooting for perfection here. Got my coffee, got my water, already drank one of those, got my workout in this morning, did my journaling, did my reading, all stuff that we're going to address, but we're still working on the nighttime routine. So, again, quick little bit of housekeeping before we get going. Again, this is I want to say it's a new group. It's a new group as far as me putting energy into it. I think I started this group like a year and a half ago, but I just didn't do anything with it. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you somehow filtered into it over the last year and a half. I know we got a bunch of new members here these last couple of days, which I'm really excited about. But I would like you to share it with people if you feel that there's value. If you know any other chiropractor who would get benefit out of getting their morning routine really, really ironed out this month of January, or some of the other stuff we have coming up in the spring, which will be, running through some perfect case acceptance, some referral mastery, some capacity stuff. Get them in this group. Again, you can always leave, no big deal, but please invite somebody. Share this with somebody. Help out another chiropractor and get some more people doing these morning routine stuff. Having said that, if you do me a favor, just because I don't know who's active in the group and who's not, since it's only been a couple days we've been working on this, if you could just hit the like button. Now, this is different than hitting the like button on regular Facebook because it's not going to help me any, really. You hitting the like button isn't going to get me in front of more people. So I'm not asking you to do it for that reason. I'm asking you to do it just so I know you saw it. So I know who's engaged in the group, who's watching stuff. I'm not a big fan of tagging a bunch of people, but I might just tag everybody one time just to kind of wake them up and let them know that they're in this group. And if they want to stay in this group, that's cool. And if they don't, that's cool too. But today, as you're watching this video, just hit that little like button. Again, it's not going to help me with my Facebook rankings or anything like that. It's just going to let me know that you saw the video. That's it. Cool. Thanks. Anyways, let's talk about the evening routine, which is I shouldn't say the most important, which is a very important part of your morning routine. So yesterday we talked about brain dumps. And I got some good comments, one right on the video and then a couple just from people I talked to on the phone that they felt that that'd be very valuable. And, I don't know if it shocked me per se, but it came across as though it was like a new idea to some people that I talked to. Like they never thought of that concept. And that I guess it does kind of shock me to at least have heard of it or thought of it, but not necessarily to sit down and do it. I feel like something I talk about a lot is decision-making fatigue. We all get it. It's a real thing. My wife makes fun of it. She's like, that's not even a true thing, but I know it is. So you go through your day, you're making a whole bunch of decisions. Come the end of the night, you don't want to make those decisions. You don't have as much discipline, right? You don't have as much energy to make those tougher decisions, to sit down and do the 5 minutes of writing. So I believe a lot of people just know that it exists, but don't do it. So it's kind of surprising to me that people didn't even know that concept might help. Brain dumps are fantastic. I did a one last night just specifically on my my workouts. Just sat there. I know you can't see that, but I had been. Did that light shading just go really weird? I had been. I'm not going to say struggling with my workouts. My workouts have been great. I feel like I'm kind of making stuff on the spot, and I really wanted to set something in stone. So this is what I do every Monday. This is what I do every Tuesday. And that stuff was in my brain last night, so that's what I brain dumped last night. And it worked out great this morning. So it was a good opportunity for me to sit down, get that out of my brain so I could go to sleep. I would like to know if you did it, if you tried it, because again, the whole idea of this morning routine series is to add one little thing every day. So if you did a brain dump last night, I'd love to know what you thought about it, how it helped you sleep. When you woke up this morning, did you grab that little piece of paper and be like, oh, that's a great idea, and go out and take care of it? So let me know if you had a brain dump last night, how it went. If not, are you going to tonight? So engage with me on that brain dump thing first and foremost. Anything else I want to say about that? Like I said, I've been doing it for years, and I feel like it's one of the things that makes me uber productive. Is I think that's the time where, again, my brain starts to settle down. We're going to get into optimal sleep here in a second, so I'll let you know why my brain settles down and why I think other people's don't. So brain dumps are something that, like I said, I've been doing for years, and I really feel like have been critical to me getting the productivity in the morning that I'm looking for. Is there anything else I want to say about that? No, I guess I'd like to hear from you first and foremost, how you're doing. I can always add more to the brain dump stuff later. Let's see here. I'm sorry, but just getting us stuff set up. I never set up the stream to see who's hanging out and hanging out with me today. Hopefully I don't have my volume on like I normally do. All right. Got it all running out. Sorry about that. So yeah, brain dump. I'm good with that. Something I've been doing for years. I really like it. Again, I feel like it just helps me. Not just, I do want to say some more, not just to fall asleep better, but I think that's the time that I'm getting some of my best ideas, either then or in the shower, right? That's when we get ideas. Good morning, Dr. Casey. Good morning, Dr. Tyler. So that's the time I'm getting my best ideas. So sometimes it's a brain dump just trying to get like stressful stuff out of my brain. I don't have a whole bunch of stress these days because of the way I've set up my life. But sometimes it is that. It's like, something's picking at me and I want to write that down. But most times it's just like, oh, that's a good idea. But I don't want to sit there in bed just going through that genius idea of mine. I want to get it out on paper and just kind of spell it out real quick. And then I can process it. One of the cool things is I think my brain still thinks about it at night. And I woke up in the morning with new ideas. I go with it. But it doesn't sit there like worried that I'm going to lose that idea. Okay, brain dump. That's it. Hopefully you tried it. If you did, again, give me a comment down below. If you didn't, still give me a comment down below. Let me know that you're going to try it or ask me some questions. Today's topic is about your optimal sleep times. And I feel like this is so important and a lot of people just overlook it. And I said earlier that I was going to say, why I think my brain slows down at night and other people's might not is because I've really made a significant effort to decrease screen time at night. And by significant effort, I mean, I just don't have any. And again, that's not to say I don't watch TV. I do. I don't know if there's a Netflix show that I haven't seen, but most of mine is while I'm traveling or in an airplane. I'll download stuff and watch it on my iPad. Occasionally, late afternoon, early evening with the kids. Although, another aside, my kids are on a, what did we decide, 82-day technology fast? Yeah, I think that's it. Till March 10th. Whatever that is. 80-ish days. So until March 10th, my kids are not, no screens, no TV, no iPad, no phones, no nothing. Which means I am as well. My wife and I are allowed to turn on the TV after they go to bed. Last night we watched a 24-minute show on Netflix, and then I went up to bed. So I was in bed by 8:30. Doing my brain dump and starting my routine. Anyways, again, just an aside. That's just something we did with the kids just to kind of see how their brain changes. For the same reason I'm talking about, is I feel like the majority of people watch TV right up until till bedtime, or they're on their phones, or they have their phones next to them in bed and they think of something like I'm talking about and they didn't do their brain dump, so they grab their phone to make a note, or they finish an email, or they do something, and their brain never gets a chance to slow down. I take that time, and again, I shut off the TV and I go to bed, which I just know a lot of people don't do. They either fall asleep or they go to bed and go straight to bed. I go to my room, I sit down, I do a little bit of reading, and then I open to let my brain slow down a little bit, stop with all that neurological stuff from the phones and the iPads and the TVs. And then I sit down and do my brain dump. It wasn't the point of the story, right? But that is because I shut that down, and that's something I want you to do when you start thinking about your optimal sleep. It's to know those numbers. Like I said, I feel like too many people just watch TV until they don't want to watch TV anymore. Then they go to bed. They're not really thinking about what time they want to wake up tomorrow. They're thinking about what time they have to wake up tomorrow. What is the latest I can sleep until before I have to get to the office, before I have to get the kids ready for school, before I have to do these things. And they don't think about backing that up a little bit, finding their optimal sleep time. And for me, it's 8 hours. Like, I know so many people are just proud of themselves. Like, I can sleep 5 hours and be great the next day. I could probably do it too. I just don't want to. I've slept 5 hours and functioned fine the next day, but I certainly can't do it for a long period of time. If I'm going to choose, if I don't want an alarm, 8 hours is like on the nose. I went to bed last night. I remember looking over at the clock as I was starting to fall asleep at about 9:07, and I woke up this morning at 5:07. 8 hours is what I need, and you need to know those numbers. That's my only tip today, is to know your sleep numbers. And again, it's not the adjustable smart bed. It's know what your sleep numbers are, and do it consciously. Too many of us just do it unconsciously. Again, we just go to bed. We're laying in bed. We're like, what time do I have to get up tomorrow? And we set the alarm and we just go about our day. And I'm telling you, especially with a good morning routine, to find out what you need in the morning. And if you need an extra half an hour before the kids wake up, or an extra hour before you leave for work, or whatever it might be, find that time of the things you want to do in the morning. Set that aside for yourself. And as I always say, it's like the oxygen masks in an airplane. Put your oxygen mask on before you help others. This is your time to take care of yourself and to get yourself more productive for the day. So as you start thinking about your morning routine, and we're building it, think about what that is for you. And for me, it's anytime between 5 and 5:30. And I've really tried to stop being an alarm. I don't like waking up to that beeping sound. So I want to get in between 5 and 5:30. My alarm's set for 5:40. If for some reason I oversleep and I go to 5:40, I'll go there. However, another aside, I'm sorry, I'm taking a lot of time today. I'm trying to keep these pretty simple, but I did get this new thing that I love, which is it's a sunlight alarm clock. So it's a little circle with a light around it and a very, very dim time. Like, you can barely see it in the middle of the night if you want to know what time it is. But it comes on a half an hour before my alarm. So at 5:10, the light will start to come on, but not the alarm. It'll come on very, very lightly. But over the next half hour, it increases in brightness until it's really bright at 5:40 when the alarm would actually go off. So at 5:10, it starts to come on, and like I said, it simulates sunlight. So sometime between 5:10 and 5:30, I typically wake up to the light. And it's a lot better to wake up to that than it is to wake up to the screeching alarm. I love this thing. I'm very, very excited about it. I've barely had to use it. Like I said, I woke up today at 5:07, so I didn't even have the sunlight at all. But it's there as kind of a buffer for me. Anyways, just a new product that I'm really excited about. So knowing your times. And then back that out and do some tests. Too many people just sleep what they sleep. And I feel like you need to test these things. You need to keep a little log, a little diary, even if it's just for a week or a month, to know, hey, I slept 8 hours and here's how I felt at 3 p.m. Here's the decisions I made. I slept 6 hours, and here's the decisions I made. Here's how I felt at 3 p.m. And get used to those things. And again, for me, it's 8, and I know they say it's 7.5 or more for most people. I'm definitely an 8, and again, it makes me super productive at the end of the day. I mentioned in the teaser video that I made for this show that, Miles Davis says time isn't the main thing, it's the only thing. And too many people think that they get more time by sleeping less. And I'm going to say it's exactly the opposite. Getting that extra hour of sleep makes you get an extra 3 hours in your day. And I know that doesn't make logical sense, but by sleeping an extra hour and being well rested, you get a lot more done. You get a lot more productivity. Your brain's fresher. You're more relaxed. You can attack a day. So know your sleep numbers is the key for today. So when we take that morning routine to figure out when you need to wake up, go back and take that 8 hours if that's what it is. And know that you got to be in bed by then, but then you also have to worry about your I shouldn't say worry. Think about your morning routine. Your evening routine. So for me, 9 o'clock is bedtime. That means 8:30, I'm up in my room, starting my evening routine, my brain dump, my hygiene, my little bit of reading, and I'm in bed by 9. So knowing your sleep numbers is important. Don't just assume if you really think about the years you have left in your life, if you go through those years neglecting sleep and neglecting your morning routine, think about where you might end up. If you think about, an upward graph, but think about what you're going to get accomplished. And now think about if you actually spent some time and knew your sleep numbers and felt rested and productive every day, what you could accomplish and how much more over those years you can accomplish by getting every night to have a good nighttime routine, a good night's sleep, and a good morning routine. You're going to be much better off, trust me, if you get that morning routine, that evening routine, and your sleep down to a science. So know your sleep numbers. Again, leave me some comments about your brain dump last night if you did it, or if you do it tonight. And let me know what your sleep numbers are, how you feel about what I just talked about as far as sleep is concerned. I know how important it is. I want you to know how important it is before you move on to your morning routine, which is coming up here in a couple days. We got a couple more evening routine things to take care of first. So leave me some comments down below. Let me know you're here. Hit that thumbs up button just to let me know you saw the show. Talk to you later.